to the top 10 plus comeback cards. In fact, this is like maybe a top 30 list at this point because there's too many good cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it. You guys can tell me what you think are the top 10, but there's so many good cards in here. In fact, there are some new cards in here that you might not have actually expected. But these are going to be the top 10 plus comeback cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where if you top deck them, you can come back into a game. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about them and go through maybe a short little history lesson because some of these cards are outdated, they're banned. Some of them, they're just not even viable. We have Gorge at 3, nobody even plays it. This was one of the most ultimate comeback cards back in the day when, you know, monsters with like, you know, 2,000 attack were like actually a big threat, and then like they'd attack you and maybe like you just lost your board, you got Torrential Tribute, whatever the case may be. Drop in the Gores, get a beefy token. You came back in the game, dude. Definitely. I used to play Gores in every deck. I think everyone did because you didn't want to get OTK'd. But now it's like, Gores? Who plays Gores, right? Definitely. Because this card, when you take damage, it can be effect damage as well. You can just special summon it. Pretty good stuff indeed. Very classic card for the longest time. Yeah. I mean, he used to be in every deck in like first turn. Like if someone would attack you and you'd be like, drop Gores, like you'd be afraid to attack when your opponent would go pass. Now your opponent goes, you know, just pass with no board, and you're like, oh, you're a joke. I OTK you. He's gotten outclassed, but he's definitely. I would put this guy. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna use this side deck area. I guess we could. We're gonna use this extra. Actually, we can't. Well, we can side these, but I want to make this for my top 10. You guys can tell me what you feel is your top 10. Yo, I guess we forgot about our boy Chaos M, but like he tactically took a nerf, so we're gonna be talking about the pre-errata, so before he got wrecked. This guy definitely deserves a spot in the top 10. Actually, I guess I can put this in the extra deck. I want to make my top 10 list over here in the side deck zone. So, anyways, Gores is definitely one of my top 10. The next one up is actually a newer card that we're going to talk about. Again, I don't have this list in any order except for my personal one. You guys can comment down below what your top one is. But, anyways, Goddess of Sweet Revenge has that effect where, while you control no cards, and it's the only card in your hand, when an opponent monster declares an attack, you discard this card, destroy as many cards as your opponent controls, and then you can special summon any monster from your deck. Like, that's a really dirty comeback card. That card, it is a newer card, no one's really going to be playing it, but that definitely fits in the top 10 comeback cards. It's definitely amazing. Next up, Bylaws of Soldier. Dude, you top deck this out of a lot of things. You might banish a card and attack over 2 beefy monsters. Definitely a great comeback card. I almost want to put this one because it's like one of my favorites, but I'll get into other cards. Next card, Monster Reborn. So many games have been lost to Monster Reborn. I gotta give Monster Reborn, I gotta give it a top 10 spot, alright? It kind of is like Snatch Steal too, but Snatch Steal is another one of those cards where it's like, you just activate, you just Snatch Steal a monster, and you just win the game. The 1,000 life points, not even that big of a deal. Next one up, Struggling Battle. I really like this card for decks that set up, and you just like, bam, I activate it, you lose everything. I definitely would consider this in my top 10. Again, there's so many cards to choose from. Next up, Soul Charge. It's a pretty sacky card. I remember when people would just run multiple copies of it. Card is definitely insanely strong. Next up, Morphing Jar. Morphing Jar is banned, but both players discard everything, draw 5 cards. It's very good in a lot of different decks, but absolutely a great top deck card. Next up, Pot of Greed. Simple. You top decking 2 cards instead of 1. This is one of the best top 10 comeback, like top decking cards in Yu-Gi-Oh history. Definitely, it deserves a spot on like anyone's list, really. Next up, Return from the Different Dimension. Your special summon, like everything. Pretty good. You can drive around Sphere Mode. Top decking this lets you kind of come back into the game if there's too many things that are a problem. But it's pretty simple, self-explanatory effect over here. Next up, Dimension Fusion. This card has been banned for so long. Bazoo Return, man. Just pay 2k, special summon as many of their banished monsters as possible. Really, really good. Next one up is kind of like a 2-part card. It's basically Instant Fusion and Norden. I mean, they go hand in hand. I mean, Instant Fusion is pretty good, but like, this was like the ultimate one card. Any deck can run it. And on top of that was a water for like Mermails back when that was like a more popular deck. Definitely good indeed. Next up, Fire Hand and Ice Hand. Dude, if you top deck one of these and you haven't gone through them all, you just crash into everything. You come right back into the game. Very, very nasty card, but these got way phased out a long time ago because pretty much most people's traps these days are negating summons in the first place, so Yeah, but definitely deserves a spot in the top 10, not top 10, the top 10 plus, because it's like 30 at this point. Change of heart. I've lost so many games to this card, like back when I used to play on like the Game Boy. I gotta give this card a top 10 spot, dude. I gotta. It's even though it's the same as like Snatch Seal, it's just this card was more old to me, and so it held a special place for me. But next up, dude, you cannot put this card on a non-top 10 comeback card. The Fiber Jar is way better than Morphing Jar, dude. This card, absolutely insane. Both players shuffles everything in my hand, field, and graveyard into the deck, and then draw 5 cards. It resets the duel, basically. You could go play super aggressive, use everything, set Fiber Jar, bam, you're right back into the game. I gotta give this card another top 10 spot for me. Next up, Break Up Magic 7th one. You can go into a lot of different things. It's dirty. Top deck with Plex Spreader. I remember that. But yeah, Fiber Jar just happens to be there. Regeki, I don't know, it definitely has stolen games from people from overextending, but you know, that's just part of the game. Definitely comeback card though. Next up, Pot of Avarice, an OCG actually. There's a lot of cards that are actually banned in this, but the OCG has Pot of Avarice at 3, and we can't even get 1. All right, that's just, it shows you like the differences for sure. But definitely a great comeback card, because it's basically, again, drawing 2 cards instead of 1. Next up, Judgment. I gotta put this on here. Dude, I've won so many games where I shouldn't have. I've lost so many games I shouldn't have just because of Judgment Dragon. This card is insane. Yeah, I gotta put this in the top 10. Like, dude, there's no way I couldn't. Next up, Mirror Force. Oh, wait, no. Next up, Dark Dragon. Back in the day when Black Wings was everything, dude. Darker was in, like, every deck, dude. But specifically, just seeing Black Wings come back is definitely a comeback card. You top deck it, and Black Wings. Next up, Mirror Force. Pretty self-explanatory. Very easy comeback card. Board wipes your opponent. With no monsters left in the field next turn, maybe you can make a game. Alright, but next up, I gotta give it to my boy Magic Cylinder. I mean, there was one time, oh my gosh, dude. I need to, okay, I'm gonna put this video in the, like, pinned comment. If anyone followed me from, like, years ago when I played, I think it was Legacy of the Duelist or 5D's Decade Duels. It was this barrel behind the door, like, I activated Magic Cylinder thinking I was gonna win against the AI, and, like, and then they flip up barrel behind the door and I lost, and I was like, who runs that card? It was funny. Definitely a great comeback card. And this card, actually, guys, it did see some play at higher levels of play during Agents. People did side deck in Magical Cylinders. It was because there was a specific integer that could make a game. It did see some play. I'm not kidding. High-level Yu-Gi-Oh! Players were playing this. It also comes down to life points. That was also a factor. I mean, heck, people were side decking really crazy things now because of the time, right? But next up, Torrential Tribute. I like this card. It was a very powerful card, and, like, you could basically say, I don't know, I almost want to put this one on my top 10 as well. I mean, it definitely could be there. I'd put it in my top 20 for sure. I don't know, definitely top 30, right? But next up, Stardust Respark. I mean, dude, this is the definition of a comeback card. If you're about to lose the game because your opponent is attacking you with greater than or equal to your life points, negate the attack, draw a card, and special summon a Stardust Dragon. I mean, it does 3 things with 1 card. That is definitely a comeback card. Regardless if people play it or not, it's definitely a top 10 comeback card for me. I think I gotta put it in here, dude. Alright, next up, Brain Control. I mean, it's just like the Stealing Monsters thing, but yeah, I'm talking pre-errata, or the new Brain Control mediocre. But next up, Elder Bomb. That's definition of a comeback card too. If it's the only card in your hand, you special summon it, and you control no other cards, right? It's if it's the only card in your hand, you can special summon it. And on top of that, you can draw 2 cards if you control no other cards. I mean, it gives you... he's Pot of Greed at 3. I gotta put my boy Bubble Man here. Alright, next up, Demise. Definitely a card. Oh, gosh. Maybe I have to modify my top 10. Oh, we dropping that card. Alright. Because I feel like card Demise is another comeback card, but you don't get a conducted battle phase, dude. 6 cents? Drawing 6 cards, potentially? Yeah, you can't not put that in the top 10. Chaos Emperor Dragon. Pre-errata. I feel like I gotta put this card in here too. Dang, dude. I guess my top 10 list is getting edited right now. But Maxi is kind of a comeback card too. I mean, it lets you kind of go into things. You know, I mean, it might not be the best top deck card in some circumstances after your opponent goes ham, but like it definitely can be a comeback if you have a mediocre play and then your opponent is gonna go off and you activate Maxi. I don't know. I feel like it kind of deserved to be on there, but I just thought I'd mention it. But I feel like Exiton Knight, it's a banned card currently still in the TCG, and in the OCG, they got 3. I don't know, it's kind of a difference in here. I really want to put this card on my top 10. I feel like I need to, but at the same time, like, these 2 cards are so classic. Maybe I'll get rid of Change Your Heart. Alright, so I built my top 10 list, dude. Exiton Knight is a definition of a comeback card, though, you know what I mean? During your opponent's battle phase, or during your main phase, it just pops everything as long as you have, like, less cards. I don't know. I feel like it definitely has to be a top 10 card. And also Chaos Emperor Dragon, obviously that's pre-errata. But anyways, this is my top 10 list in no particular order. But this is the top 10 plus list of all of the top 10 top deck / comeback cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! History. Dang, yeah, that's mine. But obviously, if you guys are watching this, since we're doing it live on Twitch, you guys can tell me yours down below if you'd like to. But if you're watching this on YouTube, use the comment section below. And like I said, I'm going to find that barrel behind the door Magic Cylinder game. It was so... Dude, just watch it. I promise it will 100% deliver on expectations. But... if you're watching this on YouTube, hopefully you enjoyed the vid. If you did, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button for more top 10 plus Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos.